Good morning. Thank you for being with us today. This is Real Talk with Miss Brenda. I'm Miss Brenda, and this is some real talk from the lady I have here with me. All of our women that I have had on the program, or I will have, will be graduates of the Lovelady Center. You heard my daughter, the executive director, and me talk a few days ago, and I would encourage you to come visit us. We're at 7916 2nd Avenue South. It's the East End Memorial Hospital. Currently, we have 500 women there, and it's a house full of drama, but it's a house full of love and hope, too. Yes. It is, if you've never been there, it is a wonderful, wonderful place. Women come to us to get hope, love, and to get their lives back on track. Today, we have Tonya, and Tonya is from Andalusia, a little town in the south part of Alabama, and her life, as I listened to it and as I got to know her, half the time I'm sitting like this, really? Really? But then I look at her prison jacket and I see that it is all for real. Tonya, tell us a little bit about your beginnings as a child.
As a child, I had, my mother and daddy, they were just very dysfunctional. Me and my sister, we grew up hard. We were in foster homes and girls' ranches. My mother went to prison 3 times. My daddy never played a part here and there. So we grew up pretty rough, and all we had was one another,
What is pretty rough? Hard life?
Pretty rough means we were introduced to drugs. My mother had she was like a biker lady, her and her husband, and they would have all kind of biker men over, dope, and we would be 12, 13 years old, and I had to fight a lot of men off of me and my sister, and a lot when we were young, and that's hard.
Did you have much sexual abuse?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was raped 3 times by my granddaddy.
Are you hearing this? She was raped by her own grandfather 3 times.
And
when I was a little kid, I grew up with not much money, but I had the most wonderful daddy who, I was a daddy's girl, and he loved me. And I think about what she went through compared to what I went through, and my heart just aches. That is one reason why I wanted you to hear Tonya, because there are so many of our women that have been abused like this. But Tonya's story is particularly interesting to me. Her grandmother was an Indian. Mm-hmm. And big old tall woman, and tell us more about her.
She was an alcoholic, but she was an upstanding citizen, and she taught me a lot of things that I needed to know, but she just was a good woman to me, even though she drank. She tried to keep us, and Mama kept finding us, and so she decided to take us back to DHR. They never played a really big part in our life until we went there. When we did, she did,
Yeah, well, how many foster homes were you in?
We have been in over 160 foster homes in our life because our mother kept finding us. And then she'd come show out, and then they'd move us again.
Tonya has an older sister, but I notice from being around Tonya, she actually is like a mother to her sister instead of vice versa. How was your sister abused too?
She was molested. She wasn't actually raped. She was molested, and I told him not to do it to her, to leave her alone, and that's when I got raped 3 times.
That's kind of how she is. She is in your face kind of person. I just cannot imagine people doing things to her and getting by with it. Well, so you were in foster homes all the time growing up.
And we was in Alabama Girls Ranch.
Alabama's.
In Camp Hill, Alabama, which was a good place. I loved it, but my sister, when Mama got out of prison and got us back after 5 years, I didn't want to go, but my sister wanted to go home, and I went home and stayed with her. And we went back to the same thing.
How old were you when you had your first child?
I was 15. I got pregnant at 14, and I had him at 15.
At what age did you become sexually active with just other people?
12. With my granddad doing what he did to me, I slept with over 300 men. I don't know what I was hunting. I don't know why. I just believe that's why my sister's like she is today. And she's gay. And I believe the sexual abuse made her that way, and where it turned me to go to other men.
You just felt you had to save your sister.
Yeah. She's not,
Did you keep the baby?
yes.
Well, how'd you take care of the baby?
Me and Clarence got married, and I worked.
At 15?
I got married at 15. And right before Clay was born, and we got married, and we had a house, and I had a job for 9 years, and then I had 2 more kids in that 9 years, and I did
things
it.
were sort of normal during that period?
It was because I wasn't on drugs.
You were getting on drugs?
I wasn't. Not after 9 years, when my baby son was 9 months old, I tried crystal meth.
What, is that Clay or
No, that's
Austin?
My baby, when he was 9 months old, I tried.
Your youngest child was 9 months old?
Yes.
And that's when you got on
Yes,
meth? Boy, I tell you what, that's the devil, isn't it?
it is. There ain't nothing but the devil.
Ain't no turning back.
Ain't no turning back. And you can say that you're not addicted all you want to when you do it. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's got a hold on you that quick. And
Do you think pot led you to it? Was pot?
I think so. I think it was a gateway. I do.
You do think
I do
pot was
now.
your
I
gateway
didn't.
drug?
I didn't before. Because it does help a lot of people, like with cancer or whatever. But for me, it would cause me to go back out and use. So I just can't do anything. I can't drink.
So when you started doing crystal methanol, what happened to your kids?
Well, I left them for a man and dope. I left them with their daddy.
You left your little children?
I did. I sure did.
For men and dope?
That's right.
You never got what happened to you as a child. You never got it out of you.
No.
You were bitter.
Well,
You were a fighter. My
nothing
God,
ever
you-
happened to him, though, Mimi, because when I was 5 and my daddy come got us from my grandmother, when my mother took us over there because she was on the run for the law, and my daddy was going to come from Louisiana to get us, and he did. And the little lady that he brought with him, I told her before we left, my granddaddy's, and she said, Shelifon, which was my daddy's name, and I don't know, he didn't pay her no attention because all I remember was when I looked back to see if my daddy was coming, we was in the back seat, he kissed his daddy on the head and told him he'd see him later. Well, nothing, and I remember that goes nowhere out of my mind.
You've mentioned this to me so many times.
Yeah.
So you were expecting your daddy to go beat him up or
I was
something?
expecting my daddy to do something. You were supposed to protect me, and he hurt your girls that you came got. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do anything.
Kissed him.
Kissed him on the head and left.
Is that what?
And I've been bitter. I'm hard with that. I'm just very hard with it. And I've been talking to you about it lately. It's been helping me get it out because I've never talked to anybody else about it. But I know I got to get all this junk out of me so I don't go back. I don't never want to go back to that life.
You're not going to have to ever go back to this.
I
So then what happened? You doing crystal meth. You
got
left
with
your
another man,
children.
left my children. Running.
Was your conscience just killing you over your kids?
It was.
Because you
but
are
then-
such a loving mother now.
Well,
I don't see that.
well, you get on the needle. I was an IV user. It just takes you. It makes you just who you. It's just a bad person. I loved, but I was still. I wasn't there for my children. I would send them money, And in my mind, I was helping when my absence was what's hurting them, you know? And I was selfish because I never took that into consideration from where I went through in my life. You know what I mean? I shouldn't, but crystal meth, once I did it the first time, it had me.
Once you did it that first time, you were hooked.
It was it. 'Cause
It
I
was an
like-
escape.
Well, there was an escape, and then I started losing weight with it. It started looking good, and all the men started hollering at you. You know what I mean? I thought I was doing a thing, you know. But it's nothing but the devil. It will strip
You became skinny, look good to you.
to me. My son said,
When
"You
some of
don't
y'all
look good."
come in, y'all don't look good to me. I mean, you look like a skeleton and your bones all sticking out. Well, then you just bust hell wide open with everything you could do. You hadn't really been raised in church. You really didn't know anything. So now are you making drugs?
Was it? Yeah, I was making drugs.
Selling them?
Yes, I got a distribution charge. That's what I went to prison for last year.
So how many times have you gone to jail?
Gone just to the jail to over 100 times.
How many times? People will hear this and think that she couldn't have.
Yes,
Trust me,
I
she
promise
did.
you.
She would as soon beat you up as to ask you your name. I mean, this lady here was somebody that is hard to mess with. Matter of fact, you probably really don't want to mess with her. She was little, but she is a fighter, or she was.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it was.
Okay, so how many times have you been to prison?
Twice.
Twice.
I did a 3-year term back in 2007 to 2010. I went quit smoking pot and do what I was supposed to do on probation. I did 3 years term, and I went back in 2023 and did it 13
You
months.
came to the Love Lady Center during that period where you were getting good.
I came in 2014 after I got my back broke.
Oh, tell us about your back. That's awful. Oh my God, her whole back is cut in half and scarred.
And
It's awful.
Yeah, it's from a man that beat me. Broke my back in 4 places in 2014. And they said I never would walk. And I asked that doctor, could I go home that day? And he said, Ziglar, if you can walk to that door, you can go. It took me 2 hours, but I went. Stupid me, went right on back out there.
Did you go right from the hospital to doing meth?
As soon as I got in the car.
Huh?
As soon as I got in the car at the parking lot of the hospital.
My God, what's wrong with you?
Sure did. I did it. And the pain pills they gave me for my back, I just traded for dope. I wouldn't take the pain pills. I mean, it had that hold on me. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
it's a
I see the
bad play.
aftermath.
Yeah.
So you are right back out there. How'd you get caught? What'd you get caught with?
When I got this time,
No,
No, the first-
you came to prison after you'd gotten beaten.
I went to prison in 2007, 2010. Okay, I got beat in 2014. 2 months, 2 months before I come to the Love Lady, the first time. And then when I got to the Love Lady Center is when I got off of it for a while, but I got to the Love Lady Center. When I walked through the door, I felt just the presence of something. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, dang, what is that? You know what I mean? I'm thinking, oh, you just coming off dope, Tonya. It's all right. That's what I was thinking in the intake when they was doing the intake. So I kept on, and you know, and was taking in what was preaching, and Pastor Lizzie was preaching, and I was thinking, hey, what is this? I've heard about God, and what little bit we was in the girls' ranch, and they would take us to church, and I just didn't really understand it then, and you know, I really didn't know. But anyway, 3 weeks after I was at the Love Lady Center. For
Now
my
you got to
first time.
remember, she had never been introduced to God.
No.
Not at all. Go ahead.
But I kept feeling that I felt when I come to the door, September 14th, when I come to the door. So y'all had the prayer furnace coming. And a friend of mine, I was doing.
We have a prayer furnace come once a month at the beginning of the month
Yeah.
to introduce everybody to.
Well, when that prayer furnace came, the girl said, "Let's go get our pajamas on." And this, I said, "Man, I don't
It's a
wanna do
big
that."
spend the night party with Jesus.
And I did. And I remember that we were singing and we were praising, and Pastor Lazy was over there jumping around and da 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 da. And he looks over at me, and I looked at him and I said, "What is this feeling?" And I said, "You know what? There is a God." And I looked up right there, and I remember, and I was standing right there at the end of the thing, and I said, "There is a God. Make me know that it's you, and help me not to do dope anymore." You know what I'm saying? So I felt something that just touched me, and so I just laid out in the floor. And Miss Brenda, I've never cried as much as I've cried. I mean, wailed and wailed. And I was begging him, if you're real, I need you, please, I don't want to do dope anymore. I don't want, you know what I mean? And when I got up from there that day, I've never been the same since.
What?
I've never been the same since, because I went and talked to Pastor Leslie, and I got saved. You know what I mean? And I started looking out salvation, and I started studying on it, And the more I started studying, the more I loved the Bible. The more I got
That
into it.
time is when Leslie brought you to me.
Yeah,
And I got involved in your life.
right.
Because you were, most people, even most of the dopers who come through our doors, most know a little bit about Jesus. With the Indian grandmother and the background that she had zero knowing about him, and she is from the deep woods country. Yeah, I laugh because sometimes she'll say the weirdest thing. I'll say, "What? What is that?" And she'll just laugh and tell me. So I got to know her very well. And one day she was going on past, and everybody was saying, "Bye, Tonya, I'll see you later. I'll see you Sunday." And I looked at the person standing next to me, and I said, "Tonya won't be back for a long time." I don't know, that day I knew you had a little bit of the old look about you.
Yeah.
And I knew. And so she left. What happened when you left the Love Lady that time?
I went back to that man, you know what I mean? And before the end of the week, because this was on a Friday when I left your house, before the end of the next week, I was back using again, out there again, running wild.
With Matt?
With Matt.
That narcissist.
Yes, I lived with him 26 years.
Hello?
Yeah.
This is one of the main issues with women in the center. They love that particular man. Doesn't matter what we say. It takes them a while to see it for themselves. She finally saw it while she was out there.
Yes.
Tell me what happened there.
When I left the Love Lady in 2021, I went back and we got a house and all that. But at this time, I was begging God, I need you to cut that final string between me and Matt. I hated him and loved him. You know what I'm saying? And he did, and he finally cut it. And
It was a love-hate relationship.
It was, and it was all based around drugs. Nothing but drugs, And it's just, I just couldn't get out of it. And I mean, the strongest woman that I am, the strongest mind that I am. When you are with a narcissist, I don't know what they do to you, but they break you down. They put a web around you, and I would tell you, if you can't be yourself, you're in the wrong place. I wasn't myself for 26 years. I had to be who he wanted me to be, at what time he wanted me to be, or we'd fight. And that was about every day. And wasn't nothing good enough. Nothing's ever good enough for a narcissist. They never do wrong. And I would always take up for him. And I mean, no, he's just, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Or he wouldn't have done this. It was a lie. I mean, it's just, I was glad.
He wouldn't have hit me if I wouldn't have said that.
Right. I've done it several times.
That's how abuse works. It's all my fault. He wouldn't have even got mad and slapped me that first time if I would have kept my mouth shut.
That's right.
And what I did was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. no wonder he's mad at me. I have to make up with over and over and over. We put the blame. If there's anybody out there that is abused, trust me. Now, I have been there, and it is so stupid.
Yes.
Somehow they turn it on you, and you happily take it because you're trying to protect them. You're trying for them not to really be the person you're afraid they are. So, Matt, you and him are out doing drugs and having a good old time, and something happened because you got back to me.
No, well, when I finally left him, and we was out, I run the roads for about 2 months, doing what I wanted to, single and living from house to house and doing drugs, and I sold $10 worth of dope to a person, and they got me for distribution. But I was mad at the time and cussing and raising Cain, and when I got in the police car, I said, I'm going back to prison. I know it. Sure enough, I did. But then I needed that time in Tutwiler this time. I needed them 13 months because in 13 months I rode that ride by myself. I read the Bible, prayed every day.
During that 13 months?
During that 13 months, every day. I fast once a month. And but I found who I was, who I really was, what I really wanted out of life.
But the drugs were too strong not to do them.
That and me tangled up with Matt. I had to get I had to get rid of that.
But when you ran the road and he left, you still did the drugs.
I did. Heavy.
Feeding that thing.
That's right.
Okay, now, you got called for distribution. Did you go back to Tutwiler?
I did.
Darn.
I did.
I honestly believe if I went once, I don't believe I'd go again. Do you like Tutwiler?
No, ma'am. I sure don't. I hate the prison system, but I did. I needed it. Really, the girl that turned me in, she saved my life.
Did you know that Tutwiler is one of the 10 worst prisons in the United States?
Yeah. I was there. I know. Yeah, it is.
You hate it, don't you?
Mm-hmm. I do. You
see, tell me about Tutwiler a minute.
Tutwiler is run by the inmates. The guards don't care. They bring the dope in. They sell it. They don't care if you die.
How do all these prisoners get phones?
The officers. It costs you $2,000 to buy a cell phone in prison.
Where they get the donut?
Their family.
A lot of them still running dope while they're in prison.
Yeah, it's just full of dope. It's nothing but full of dope, and it's ridiculous.
The other day, a lady called me, and the prisoners got together, and they called her, said they were the officers, and says, we hate to inform you, but that your son, now they're pretending to be officers, your son got into some trouble. He bought a lot of crystal meth, and he owes $350, and he's got to pay it, or these people are going to beat him up. What do you want to do about it?
It's extortion. They do
How stupid! I want to call the newspapers and the wardens and everything else, but you know what they did? Paid it.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to say no when your son or your husband or somebody is right there fixing to get beat up. Hard.
It is very hard.
Okay, so you were in prison. Mm-hmm. I don't get on a tangent about prison. So you were in prison, and then what?
So I'm sitting in prison, like I said, on my bunk, and I said, instead of going home, because I made parole, I said, I'm going to go back to the Love Lady. Home ain't no option.
Was that a hard decision?
Yeah, it was. It was hard, because, you hang your head in shame when you come back, really.
You what?
You hang your head in shame when you come back.
I call that the walk of shame.
Yeah, yeah. It was hard, but I just felt home when I got
And you know
there.
what? There is no shame with Jesus. Mm-mm. Y'all put the shame on you,
That's
but
right.
Go ahead.
But I came back to the Love Lady Center, and I done my program, and this is where I'm going to be until God
How did
sends
it
me.
feel when you came back?
Felt great. I was at home. I knew I'd be taken care of. I knew I was safe. I knew I was going to get everything I needed to have a prosperous life. I got my teeth. I got my driver's license after 25 years. Something I never even dreamed would happen. And it has, you know what I'm saying?
I got tickled when you came back. You kept passing me and looking at me. What was with that?
I just thought you didn't know who I was. I'm thinking, does she know who I am? And I was thinking, it really got off with me. And I went to several clients. I said, do you think Mimi knows who I am? And they said, yeah, she knows. I said, yeah, that
And
broke my
finally, you
heart.
walked up to me.
It broke my heart. I didn't
mean to break your heart.
I know you didn't.
I wanted to make sure you knew that this time had to be different.
Right? I know.
And you have done so good. You have met so many goals. The teeth, the driver's license. How long had it been since you had driver's license?
25 years.
25 years. And she loves to drive. I have to call her down. No, you can't drive the right yet. And I didn't want to drive him when it was raining. I can drive when it rains. I said, hush, let's do it. I still think I'm her mother, and I guess.
And you are my second mother. You are.
Yeah, I are. I'm her second mother, and you know what? I'm glad to be. I'm glad to be. Now let's talk about, what are you doing to help the girls?
I pray with them. They call me all the time. I lift them up, Some of them come over and swim sometime with me, I do all I can. I just try to lift you up. That's all I can do for you is pray for you. You know what I'm saying?
What was the hardest thing you've had to face your whole life? Was it your grandfather molesting you?
Yeah. I'm 49 years old, and then up till the other day when we talked, I've never told anybody far as the extent of my pain.
And now you're telling lots of people.
I want
The
them
more
to know.
light you turn on something in darkness, the more light that's there, the better off you are.
I just didn't want to deal with it without the drugs. I didn't want these feelings to come
But we
up.
ain't going to do drugs
No,
to deal.
we're not, but that's why I've not done it so long, told nobody for so long. I didn't want to deal with it without the drugs. But now that I talked to you about it, and I want people to know that it's not your fault. If something happens to you like that, it's
You're a
not your
little
fault.
girl.
I went all my whole life thinking it was my fault.
How could it be your fault? You were just a little girl.
I know it. But that goes back to the narcissist I live with. It was not his fault. It was mine. You mean? But I've lived with that all my life, and now I want it out so I can heal.
Were you able to forgive your grandfather? No, not when he died.
When he died, I did what I said I was going to do. I walked into the funeral home. I spit in his face, and I left.
Oh, my God. See, that's how feisty she is. Walk into the funeral home and spit in his face.
Yeah.
Now that we're grown up and the story's out, and you and I have gone through it time and time again, and you know it's not your fault, how do you feel about your grandfather? Truthfully.
I don't feel no different.
You still hate him?
Yes, I do.
You know you cannot hate
And
him.
that's what me and God's dealing with now. He's helping me.
This is what God's dealing with.
And that's what he told me. He said, get it out. Get it out, and then you'll heal. And that's what I want to do.
We've got to get it out, and you've got to forgive him.
I will.
Ever how much that you allow yourself not to forgive him is how much you're stopping God from forgiving you.
Oh.
And that grandfather from the grave is still controlling your time,
Right. He's still
your relationship with Jesus. Do you understand that?
I do.
So we're going to let that go.
Yeah.
We're going to have to. Matter of fact, I want all of y'all to try to remember Tina and your Tonya. Her sister is Tina.
Yeah.
Tonya in your prayers.
Yes.
Because it takes a village to raise each one of these girls, not just me. It all comes from God. God gets the glory for everything that we do at the Love Lady Center. I love him.
I do too.
And I love every one of my girls. Well, what's the best thing that's happened to you?
That I got saved. that I know
Salvation.
that I know I got an eternal home in heaven.
What about baptism?
I'm gonna do that. I mean, I want to get through this.
You don't want to get through. That's not
No,
how
I
it
want to get this
works.
hate out of my heart before I do.
Huh?
I want to get this hate and all out of my heart before I get baptized.
If you get baptized, it'll help push it out.
Well, then I'll get baptized quicker then. I just want everything to be right this time. I don't want no go back. You know, and I know I've got to keep Jesus Christ the center of my life.
How about the anger you have?
And that's pretty much part of where my anger is. I got to let that go about my granddaddy, but I'm trying. I mean, it's just not easy.
How do you feel about your mother?
I love my mother, I mean, it's the worstest thing I ever went through was her death. I mean, even though I hated her when we were young, because she did things to us, but I left my kids for me and a dope too, just like she did, you know. And I think she tried to be the best mama she could, even though she was on drugs. She wasn't the person that she's supposed to be, you know. But I forgave her before she died.
What about your grandmother?
Oh, I love my granny. I miss her.
She didn't know he did that, did she? Yeah.
She would have killed him. I knew my granny would have went and killed him. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to lose her. Then I felt ashamed because that was done to me, and I felt nasty. And I just, at 8 years old, I didn't want to tell it.
Did you feel nasty and dirty your whole life? Can't wash it off. You cannot wash guilt and shame off with soap and water. If you could, that's what we'd all be doing.
Right.
You know, I have, in my personal life, sometimes I'll think about something I did when I was even a little kid, and I'll repent from it right there, because we all have a life of sin.
Right.
And your grandfather surely started the cycle for you, but later on you're responsible for a lot of bad decisions. We can't put them on the granddaddy. A lot of bad decisions you made.
I take ownership for my decisions now. I really do. Everything I've done it. I did it. You know what I mean? Police asked me, yeah, I did it.
What?
I mean,
What
anything.
about?
I mean,
What about your children? Where are they today?
my son's
I mean, I know. I want you to tell them.
My son, my oldest son Clay, he runs the roads, shutdowns, and he's got a baby on the way. His little family's trying to get back together too. My daughter, she lives in Andalusia. She's lost her kids. She's trying to get them back. She's got her house and home now. I'm very proud of her because, and I wasn't gonna say this, but I think I need to. She's so determined to get her life back in order and her children. She rides a bicycle with the buggy everywhere she goes. She don't have a car, you know, and I'm very proud of her. But that breaks my heart that she has to live like that. I mean, but she does, you know. And I pray every day that she meets Jesus. Her daughter goes to church and asks her every Sunday, Mama, go to church. And I said, Naja, just keep asking. Ask every Sunday. Don't let up, you know. And I hope she meets Jesus. And I got another son. His name's Austin, and he's married, and got him a little family. He has somewhat to do with me, and, you know, I'm working on that part.
And Austin lives with the grandmother.
My ex-in-laws, they raised him from 9 months old.
They're on the father's side, that grandmother.
Yes. His daddy's mom and daddy, yeah. They raised him, was good people. Good. They very country.
None of these kids have ever been deep into drugs, have they?
No. Now, Clay and Erica has played with it, you know what I'm saying, but they've never been real deep. Well, that's why Erica lost her children. She, like, in her home and her job, all in the same day, because she had failed for crystal meth. And now she sees. She's going to NA and AA classes now, and she's trying.
I want you to tell somebody. I want you to encourage them. What has the Love Lady Center done for you?
The Love Lady has taught me how to live a prosperous life and not have to be a criminal. I mean, for real. I mean,
I'm glad.
If you're from where I'm from, you don't have much money and the jobs ain't good, and hey, I'm making good money selling dope. That's what I'm fitting to do. You know what I mean? But that's just an excuse. But it's taught me how to live a prosperous life, how to work, how to maintain my home, my children. You know what I mean? How to connect with them.
Did we give you hope?
Oh yes, I had hope time I walked in the door.
Love?
It ain't nothing but love, you know. And even though this makes my third trip, it's my home, and I know that I can pick the phone up at any given time. Hey, I'm about to get high. You gonna talk me out of it? Somebody's gonna pray with me. I got support. I don't have to do this on my own, even though I'm a graduate.
How long have you been back this time?
A year. June the 26th, I come from prison and came to the Love Lady. I made parole.
So you are a story in the making.
Yes.
You are not finished.
No, I'm not finished, and my story's not over. And I think if we got a story, we need to tell it, because our testimony, I want people to see where Jesus brought me from. I mean, the hole that he's brought us 1,000,000 times, you know.
Well, we're going to forget. We're going to pray this week over and over till you learn and you feel true forgiveness for your grandfather. And I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much. And you know what? You are walking it out day by day, minute by minute, and I just love you.
I love you too,
Thank you
man.
so much for being with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.